So we have 14 USCIS questions in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King was born on January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia, which is one of the original colonies. There were 13 original states. Name 3.
Okay. And those are Korea and South Korea and Virginia.
Virginia. Okay, very, very good. So again, you said North Carolina, South Carolina,
South Carolina,
and Virginia. Okay, good. Okay, Martin Luther King was named after his father, Michael King Jr. After a trip to a church and a conference in Germany, the father changed his and his son's name to Martin Luther King in honor of Martin Luther, a German church reformer, even though Hitler was the current German leader. Question: who did the U.S. fight in World War II?
Germany, Italy, and Japan. C.
Very good. Clear. Okay, let's go to the next one. In 1946, while Martin Luther King was still a college student, the Atlanta Constitution newspapers published his letter to editors stating that Black people are entitled to the basic rights and opportunities of American citizens. Question: what does the Constitution do?
Protect the basic right of the American.
Very good. In question 4, in 1948, Martin Luther King Jr. was ordained and appointed assistant pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. Question: what is freedom of religion?
You can practice any religion or not practice a religion.
Good. Let's continue. In 1955, Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to vacate her seat and move to the rear of a city bus for a white passenger. In response, Martin Luther King led a year-long boycott against the Montgomery bus system. In late 1956, the Supreme Court declared Alabama's bus segregation laws unconstitutional, and Martin Luther King was one of the first riders on the newly integrated buses. Question: what does the judicial branch do?
Decide if the law go against the Constitution.
Good. Question 6. In 1961, Martin Luther King met with President Kennedy and urged him to issue a second Emancipation Proclamation to eliminate racial segregation. Question: what did the first Emancipation Proclamation do?
Free the slavers.
Very good. Okay, we're going to continue. Question number 7. In the spring of 1963, excuse me, several newspapers published the letter from a Birmingham jail. Martin Luther King wrote this open letter while serving time in jail for acts of disobedience. This letter defended the strategy of nonviolent resistance to racism. Question: what are 2 ways that Americans can participate in their democracy?
Assembly peaceful and petition the media.
Petition the media?
Oh, write to the newspaper.
Write to the newspaper, but there's another one you can say. Remember, this is question 55. So you can also say publicly support. Yeah, go ahead.
Public support or opposite the issue of the police.
Yeah, issue of policy. So with question 55, you have to say publicly support or oppose an issue or policy or write to a newspaper. That one does not include, that doesn't include peaceful assembly, unfortunately. So let's continue on.
Okay.
On August 28th, 1963, many community, education, labor, and religious groups participated in the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Question: what movement tried to end racial discrimination?
The civil rights movement.
Good. Question 9. During the march, Martin Luther King delivered his I Have a Dream speech at the Lincoln Memorial. He said that his dream was rooted in the promise of the Declaration of Independence. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Question: what are two rights in the Declaration of Independence?
Life and liberty.
Good. Let's continue. Question 10. After the march, Martin Luther King Jr. and other civil rights leaders met with President Kennedy and Vice President Johnson in the White House. This meeting led to the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Question: what did Martin Luther King Jr. and his companions do?
Work for the equality for all Americans.
Yes. On March 7th, 1965, voting rights marchers were beaten at the the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, as they tried to march to Montgomery. Later, Martin Luther King Jr. and John Lewis led civil rights marchers from Selma to Montgomery after a U.S. district judge upheld the right of demonstrators to conduct an orderly march. Question: what are two rights of everyone living in the United States?
Freedom of the assembly.
There you go.
Freedom of the petition the government.
Yes, very good. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Question 12. In his most controversial speech, Beyond Vietnam, Martin Luther King claimed that war was fought by poor Black soldiers who did not have equality at home, and punished the Vietnamese people who wanted to live in peace. Martin Luther King Jr. demanded that the U.S. government stop the war immediately. Question: name one war that was fought by the United States in the 1900s.
The Yuan War.
Question 13. The day before he was assassinated, April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land." What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen?
Serve important work for the nation.
Yes. Coming up on the last one. Question 14. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established as a holiday in numerous cities and states beginning in 1971 and as a U.S. federal holiday in 1986. Question. Name 2 national U.S. holidays.
New Year's Day and Valentine's Day.
Oh, you are a lover, not a fighter. Take a look at those. Take a look at that again. What's our next holiday?
New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day? Oh, no. President Day.
Yeah, President's Day. Yeah, we also have a new federal holiday, Juneteenth, which is talking about the Emancipation Proclamation. But that just shows that you're a romantic person, okay? So thank you so much for celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day with me, okay?
Okay, thank you for your,
Thank you.
yeah.
So see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.